was in the rowing team and we won the championship. I remember it was the first time I was invited to a party, and I went along, and one of the other kids sort of came up to me and said, "Oh, F off you, F," and all these things, and no one in my team stood up for me. Just day in, day out, the bullying I got for being gay was horrendous, and in this masculine sport environment, that was the worst. So I pulled away from sport.
There are very few active sports people when you look at, you know, Olympians, footballers, rugby players, racing drivers, who actually come out as gay, particularly whilst they're competing. How much of a benefit would it be for gay rights campaigners or just other, you know, gay people that want to take part in sport if somebody was able to do that and feel free enough to do that? Gosh, it would be massive. Like, I just remember when I was growing up, there was no one gay on TV or no gay men in sport. The only gay people were kind of stereotypes. So, you know, to have these people come out, and, you know, statistically speaking, if 1 in 10 people are kind of on that rainbow umbrella, there's got to be heaps of them out there. And I can totally understand the pressures they must be facing career-wise, and to worry if it affects sponsorship or their fan base. I think like allyship is a really important thing. So like James Haskell came and marched with us at London Pride. Like, if you're a closeted player and you see that, you think, wow, you know, and when Israel Folau was tweeting all that stuff about hell awaits homosexuals, and people were piling on him saying you can't say that, you know, standing up for queer people, you know, that plays a huge role. You know, I loved rugby when I was 12. I played in a sort of outside club, but at school, like, that's when the bullying was the worst, you know. So like a lot of us growing up gay, you know, were closeted. The kids at school, in my case, figured out that I was gay before I did. When I threw a ball badly, it was because I was a poof, you know, not because I just needed to learn how to throw the ball. I was in the rowing team and we won the championship. I remember it was the first time I was invited to a party, and I went along, and one of the other kids sort of came up to me and said, "Oh, F off you, F," and all these things, and no one in my team stood up for me. Just day in, day out, the bullying I got for being gay was horrendous, and in this masculine sport environment, that was the worst. So I pulled away from sport. And then when I kind of discovered it later on in life, you know, sport's this wonderful thing where you're going out, you're outside, you're exercising. It's great for your mental health. Sport like rugby, you're going into battle with your mates. You know, it's this amazing camaraderie that you build. So to kind of rediscover that in later life, it was incredible. And I noticed it was having the same effect for other people. Just tell us about the film, your involvement, how long you were with the rugby team as well, because it's something which is close to your heart, but also your work as well. Yeah, definitely. So I'm a TV journo and a cameraman by trade. So I film my own camera work as a correspondent. And we were gearing up to do this big tournament. It's like the World Cup of Gay Rugby every 2 years. And 3 weeks beforehand, I got a pretty bad concussion. So I thought, well, rather than just go and get drunk on the sidelines, I might as well do something useful with my time. So I took my camera along, and I'd never done anything like this before, and I didn't really know what to expect, but all this kind of amazing content started unfolding in front of the camera. And I picked 3 characters in the club to kind of follow their journey, and the stories and the way they opened up, and they were very heartfelt in their interviews. And I had all this wonderful material, enough to kind of pull together a documentary. The film, it's absolutely class, like, and it's exciting. Like, I was like giddy watching it. I was like, this is going to be brilliant. You must have had so much fun, and you know, making it and going through the whole process of it. 100%. My own involvement, I moved to London about 6 years ago. It was just a spur of the moment thing. I had depression as an adult, and I just needed a clean start, and I just randomly one day quit my job, packed up my bags, moved to London, and stumbled across the club, and it changed my life. And I met a husband through the club, made so many wonderful lifelong friends, and the club it really kind of got me on the road to recovery with my depression. So
you've been watching The House of Rugby Season 3 on Joe.